off the bench near the end there. Just talk us through the overall feel of things, Coach.
Weird, a little bit. It was you knew after a game, first conference one at a top 5 team at Wesleyan, you naturally are going to have a little bit of a tough practice on Thursday, the day one. But I thought our guys were focused. I thought we did a really good job. Knox is so well coached. They're so physical across the board that we had to keep our composure and play through contact. I thought we did a good job of that. And, I like the way they play. They got very talented players. Number 12, Sean Gallery, is one of the best players we'll see. And we've seen 3 slashing athletes back-to-back-to-back games, from Luke Meinholtz at Ripon to Nick Roper at Wesleyan, and now him. So it's forcing us to be in a better help side, be in position to guard really good perimeter players. So it's been fun, and I was just proud of the guys where, hey, kind of gave them a little bit back late in the first half, and we jumped them early on in the second half.
Yeah, you could see that, kind of what you mentioned, closing that first half. And, wow, once you guys got to the second half, you never looked back. You mentioned something about how Knox is such a physical team. They're earlier, or before the game, they were ranked 4th overall in Division III in rebounding. How do you use some of your other guys? Because sometimes, your lineups seem to go a little shorter sometimes. But how are guys like Griffin Dawn and A.J. Johnson able to get rebounds, even without some of that height that typical teams have?
The number one thing on our bulletin board beginning of the year, we had our first team meeting. It was, for us to be as successful as we want to be, it's all going to come down to rebounding the basketball. And we've really prided ourselves on that. I feel like in the last couple weeks, first couple games, we were a little bit behind. Part of the reason was we were turning people over a lot the first couple games, so you weren't getting as many of the defensive boards there. But no, Griffin Dawn, A.J. Williams before today got a little foul trouble. I think he had 3 straight games of 8+ defensive rebounds. So, we're starting to get it collectively where it's not just, hey, Ryan Johnson, go get 13, like you did against Weber. Now it's everybody starting to pick each other up and go get some extra boards.
Yeah, and A.J. actually out-rebounding Ryan Johnson. How many times that happened? Is there any, back and forth between the brothers?
Maybe middle school, maybe one of those two. I'm not too sure, too. But, overall, it was a really good job. I thought A.J. Johnson was super efficient. He got the ball we were supposed to be. We're playing good basketball right now. I feel like we've gotten comfortable these last few weeks. I think I talked to you guys about a month ago and said this grind of a schedule is going to get tough. And since we last talked, or I think it was before the Ripon one, we've now gone to Platteville, top 10 in the country, to Anderson, who was ranked earlier this year, to Wisconsin Whitewater, one of the best teams always in the Midwest, to Illinois Wesleyan, top 5, and now we get one home one and go right back on the road to Rock Island to play Augustana, who's playing as good as anybody in the conference right now, too. So we knew this stretch we were going to learn a lot about ourselves, and I'm just really, really proud of our guys all around for coming in. We had 2 tough losses at Platteville and at Anderson in games that we may not have been ready to play togetherness, cohesive-wise. And now we're starting to grow up a little bit, too, play together, and it's been really, really enjoyable the last few weeks.
I feel at least once a year there's a Nemi Stojic sighting that really makes you say, wow, what a vital player off the bench. Talk us through his ability to come in today. Again, you didn't have Oglesby at your disposal. About Nemi, got a little mouthy at one point. We joked about it here, but with that being said, still a pivotal piece off the bench.
No comment there. Nemi is your spark plug. He is your energy guy right now. He was one of the key guys at Illinois Wesleyan the other day because he battled with their 6'10s, battled with their 6'8 physical guys the entire time, and he was a huge part to that. And I love to see it because this is a whole team collective, all of us together, and we're rooting and we're cheering for everybody. I don't think I heard the bench louder than when Caden Dawson had his first made basket of his career, too, and he's getting better and better every day. And part of the reason is he gets to go up against a fifth-year player like Nemi. He gets to go up against a guy like Ash. He gets to go up against a Ryan Johnson every day, some of the other ones like Miles. So, Pat Lowrick. It's been great to see those guys kind of work together, and practices have been great. They really have been. They're loose right now, but very focused on what we're trying to do and accomplish the goals at hand.
So you got just about a week. It's actually a week to the day before you head to Dominican. What's practice this week going to look like, the schedule? It's finals week, I believe?
It is finals week next week, so we're going to be a little bit lighter coming up on Monday, Tuesday. A lot of individual stuff. Start doing a little bit of the early game planning stuff, and we'll really, really lock in on Wednesday, probably after finals a little bit too. So this is a big one. This really is. I mean, we're starting off with two of the top-rated teams, I think, in the conference. Wesleyan was picked first. I think Augie might have been third or fourth, whatever they were. And they're playing excellent right now, too, with a lot of seniors, a lot of returning players in their lineup, a couple transfers they added. So it's going to be a challenge for us. So we got to be ready to go, guard them, and, Coach Delp's doing a heck of a job over there right now.
Well, Coach, we want to thank you for having us. A huge win. Not that every win is not huge, but this is a good one because, again, like you said, coming off the high of a number 5
sure.
victory, you don't want to look, and we said about it very early on in the contest, it was 18-13, you had that lead. It was just a battle down low, and then the offense started.
It really was, and you looked up early on, I think I saw on the board we were 0 of 8 from threes,
yes.
and there wasn't one three that I would have said, oh, I want that one back. It was really good drive, attack, kick, and we just didn't get, like the Alma game, made the first three, right? This was one that we just kind of had to battle and be a little bit grittier, and like you said, they're a big physical team. They're plus 11 on the boards through 6 games. That's pretty hard to do through 6 games already.
Yeah, well, Coach, we're not going to see you until after the new year.
Yep.
So happy holidays. Enjoy your time at Dominican. Your enjoying time in Nashville. Don't have too much fun. And we'll be back here for North Park.
You guys are the best. Thanks so much. Happy holidays, okay?
Thank you, Coach. Again, that was Coach Djurickovic on the postgame show brought to you by the Golden Oil Company of Wisconsin. Eric, final stats. Talk us through it. 95-69. Firebirds kind of pulled away and didn't look back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Coach, you hear Coach Djurickovic so proud of his team because, yeah, I mean, you can sense there could be some letdown after you're playing such a tough game. And they're just, I mean, it seemed their first few minutes, shots weren't going in. But after that, it was pretty much 35, 38 minutes of dominance from the Firebirds. And one stat you don't see on there, again, the free throws, making over 30 free throws in the game. And last point I thought was interesting that Coach Djurickovic mentioned was that their big bullet point for the season was rebounding, and it's just been interesting to see it how some of these guys like Don and AJ Johnson, who not having the height, but that you can see that focus from Coach Djurickovic on rebounding has paid off because they essentially eliminated the number one thing Knox had going for him, and that was that rebounding advantage.
Yeah. Well, again, we will not be back for a men's basketball game for a few weeks, almost a month. That's going to be January the 4th against North Park. That's a 4:15 tip-off. Let's see what else is coming up. Monday, December 30th is women's basketball afternoon contest, 2 o'clock against Luther. But again, we got Saturday, Jan 4th. It's a doubleheader. Both teams taking on North Park. And then we're right back into the grind of it Wednesday, Jan the 8th. Women's basketball versus Elmhurst. And how about that? Men's volleyball versus St. Norbert, 7 o'clock on that Friday, Jan 10th. We'll be excited to be here with you. Eric, we won't see each other for a few weeks. Happy holidays to you and your family, my friend. We appreciate all the staff and crew for bringing together an outstanding broadcast on the busiest of nights here at campus of Carthage. For executive producer Mike Love, producer John Voinovich, as well as the director Laura, graphics Maddie, camera Marissa, and Mark. Outstanding job. Many first-time players here this evening on the broadcast side, and they did a wonderful job. This program has been a presentation of Firebird Broadcast Productions and Carthage College, copyright 2024. Once again, your final 95-69 Firebirds over the Prairie Fire. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.